Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaya Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiriye Nashtuprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistike. So continuing with the discussion on Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat by Srila Vrindavan Thakur. Part 1 Summary of Lord Gaura's Pastimes, Adikhanda, first chapter, 145th verse. Madhya Khande Chaitanya Nitai Krishna Rama Janila Murari Gupta Mahabhagyavan. In the Madhya Khanda, the most fortunate Murari Gupta is able to recognize Lord Chaitanya Nityanand Prabhu to be Krishna and Balaram. So he was given this darshan. The most fortunate Murari Gupta certainly knew that Nitai and Gaura were Ram and Krishna. Madhya Khande Dui Prabhu Chaitanya Nitai Nachi Lena Srivasangya Nekapthai. In the Madhya Khanda, the two lords Chaitanya and Nityanand danced together in the house of Srivas Thakur. The house of Srivas Pandit is famous as Srivas Angan. मध्य खंडे श्रीवासेर मृत पुत्र मुखे जीव तत्व कहाइया गुचाइला दुखे. In the Madhya Khanda, the Lord induces Srivasa's dead son to speak on the science of the soul, thus destroying everyone's sorrow. The Lord helped the relatives of Srivas mitigate the distress of separation by inducing Srivasa's dead son to describe the living entity's transmigration from one body to another. So once during Mahaprabhu was doing kirtan at the house of Srivas Thakur in the night, and all the devotees were dancing and chanting. And Srinivas, he heard from inner house or Antapur, the ladies were crying. So he went inside to hear what happened. And they were crying that your only son has died. And his dead body is right there. And son was not very old, very little boy. So Srinivas was like, I cannot break this news to Mahaprabhu. It will break his ecstasy of kirtan, and all the devotees would be sad. So he warned his ladies that do not cry, and this will in the morning we'll do whatever the rituals are, but don't cry and don't disturb the kirtan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He's in ecstasy, he's dancing, chanting, and I don't want to disturb him. So don't cry, just keep quiet. So he came out, and after a while, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stopped the kirtan. He said, I'm not feeling the same ecstasy that I used to feel every day. Something is wrong. And everybody, nothing is wrong. No, I mean, sometimes like non-devotees would somehow sneak in the kirtan, although Shivas would make sure all the doors are locked. But somehow, and then Mahaprabhu would feel that way. And the devotees said, well, there is no non-devotee here. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, no, 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 something is wrong. Is something untoward happened inside the house? Shiva's everything okay inside the house? And Shiva's then lowered his head. He said, actually, my son had died. And the ladies were crying, and maybe that is the reason. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, your son died and you didn't tell us? And And obviously Shiva was sad, and his wife and all the ladies were sad in the house. Mahaprabhu said, bring that dead body of the son. So they brought. And Mahaprabhu just put his hand on his chest hard and asked him to wake up. And the son got up. The soul came back. Of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can do that. And then the son, he gave nice philosophy of body, soul, transmigration from one body to another. Well, Mahaprabhu said, well, your parents are very sad. He said, which way? Okay, they are parents of this body, this lifetime, and I have had so many parents previously. So I cannot be going to everybody. So after hearing this, Shiva's wife, all the ladies, they were consoled, and then the soul again left the body. And in the morning, they did the cremation. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at that time, yeah, I think it was that time, he said one thing. He said, "You all have so much of love for me. How am I able to leave? How am I going to leave you all?" And everybody was shocked. What is he talking about? Why is he talking about leaving? And then Mahaprabhu didn't say anything. But he gave them the indication that very soon he'll take sannyas and leave. Chaitanyera anugraha Shrivasa Pandita Pasharila Putra Shoke Jagate Vidita. By the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, Srivas Thakur gave up lamentation over his son's death. This incident became known to all. The word Pasharila means having forgotten. Madhya Khande Gangaya Padila Dukha Paya Nityananda Haridasa Anila Tuliya. In the Madhya Khanda, the Lord, in distress, jumped into the Ganges, and Nityananda and Haridas pulled him out. So, in distress, again, once, I don't know if he jumped many times, maybe, but the one I remember was um, devotees, or especially Advaita Acharya, after his incident at Shantipur, he would go, and when Mahaprabhu would be in ecstasy and unconscious after Kirtan, he would go touch his feet, take the dust of his feet on his head. And Mahaprabhu, when he got up, he said, "I don't have any love for Krishna. So what's the point in living?" No, he said, "I don't have any love for Krishna." Advaita Acharya, "You don't have any because I stole everything." And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, "Well, if I don't have love for Krishna, what's the point in living?" And he just ran, and everybody was running after him, but he ran faster, and he just jumped in Ganges. That I'm going to drown myself. I don't have love for Krishna. He was lamenting. And then, like his Nityananda Haridas Thakur, they also jumped in the Ganges, and they pulled him out. He said, "No, no, no, you have love for Krishna. Just Advaita Acharya took dust off your lotus feet." मध्य खंडे चैतन्य अवशेष पात्र ब्रह्मार दुर्लभ Narayani paila matra. In the Madhya Khanda, Narayani received Lord Chaitanya's remnants, which are rarely attained by even Lord Brahma. Shivan Mahaprabhu is the supreme absolute truth. His remnants are rarely attained by even Lord Brahma, who is the first created being of this universe. Narayani Devi, the niece of Shiva, was fortunate to receive those remnants. The son of this Narayani Devi, Vrindavandas Thakur, is the author of this book. Madhya Khande Sarva Jiva Udhar Karone Sannyasi Sannyasa Karite Prabhu Karila Gaman. In the Madhya Khanda, the Lord leaves home and accepts sannyas in order to deliver the living entities. There are four social orders in the life of a living entity. Among them, the highest is the order of sannyas. People of the other orders naturally take instructions from the sannyasis, and as a result, they achieve freedom from the bondage of material life. So take instructions and then they implement those instructions. And like sannyas order, it's very, very strict, very austere, very tough. It's not that easy. And sannyasi, obviously, he is not supposed to have any possessions except that danda and kamandal. And he should not stay in the house of any grihastha for more than it takes to milk the cow, or half an hour. That's it. Because sannyasi, he can get attached, entangled in the material things again, seeing the uh, possessions or opulence of grihasthas. And and while waiting for his madhukari or begging, he should give instructions to the grihasthas on not to get entangled more and more and engage themselves in the service of the Lord. So they also get free from the bondage of material life. But and there are many more instructions on sannyas dharma. Uh, But in Kali Yuga, Kali Yuga is a different age. So not everybody or not even 1% of people who take sannyas can follow these instructions. And many times people take sannyas so they can live off of their disciples' money very comfortably. And in the namesake, they would give instructions or I'm opening this ashram for you all, and so they can live peacefully. But the problem they don't understand, if we don't follow the rules or requirements of an ashram, and we are living off of the money of our disciples or followers, no, you have to pay it back. Karma is there. It's like, I mean, it takes lots of effort to make money. Grihasthas know that. To run a business or to have a job, work in a job, it's not that easy. And from that money that they earn, they have to take care of the family, take care of themselves, any health issues, and save some money for the emergencies for the future. And also, I mean, they are making money so they can live with some comfort. And from that, whatever is left over, if they're giving some donation, very hard-earned money, and if some sannyasi or Guruji says, or he wants to live up comfortably, then they have to understand somebody is watching. Nothing can go unnoticed. So sannyas life is strict, very tough, and that is why others naturally should take instructions from the sannyasis, but from real sannyasi, not from fake ones. Because God Sundar accepted the sannyas order of life, all living entities attained liberation from their respective status. As stated in Chaitanya Chandramrita, now that Lord Chaitanya Chandra has revealed the path of pure devotion service, the materialists have given up talking about their wives, children, and material affairs. The scholars have given up debating the scriptures. The yogis have given up the trouble to control their health, or to control their breath. The ascetics have given up their austerities, and the impersonalists have given up impersonalism. Now there is only the sweetness of pure devotional service. So that was the effect of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taking sannyas. Mahaprabhu's taking sannyas was not just to live like an ascetic, but to propagate the Sankirtan movement. Kirtan kariya adi avadhi sannyasa, ei haite kahi madhya khandera vilasa. The pastimes of Madhya Khanda begins with the Lord's Kirtan and end with his acceptance of sannyas. Madhya Khande Achayar Kata Koti Leela Veda Vyasa Varni Bena Se Sakya Lakhela. There are millions of other pastimes in the Madhya Khanda that will be described in the future by Srila Vyasadeva. There are millions of other pastimes. Koti Leela. After hearing from Ishapuri, the Lord inaugurates a congregational chanting of the holy names. These pastimes, up to his acceptance of sannyas and leaving Navdeep, are described in the Madhya Khanda. The Lord has unlimited pastimes apart from those described in this book. Srila Vyasadeva will describe those pastimes in the future. But if one wants to create imaginary pastimes of the Lord that are mixed with rasabhas and opposing shastric conclusions, that is offensive and must be rejected by the followers of Vyasadeva. So, no imaginary pastimes, let it come from authorities. And another word that is used here is Arkat Koti Leela. So, Koti, as Prabhupada described, the translator described millions of other pastimes. Now, Koti has other meanings also. One meaning is type, but that won't fit here. The cut Koti Leela, other types of Leela, no. So, similarly, this message on WhatsApp is floating around for so many years. Oh, they say when in Vedic scripture say that 33 Koti demigods. So Koti means type, they say 33 types of demigods and Aditya and Vasus and whatever they are. I don't know where they get this idea from. But 33 Koti means 33 crore, not 33 types. 33 crores of demigods are there. Just because we cannot perceive or we cannot imagine what this could be, how is it possible, doesn't mean Vedic scriptures are lying. There's shortcoming in our understanding, our brain substance. And just to imagine, to understand, demigods are in charge of different departments of the material universe. And every living entity with the material body we have, in fact, every part of the body is also controlled by one demigod or other. So, just like Prabhupada explained, in India, well, the government is there, but there's so many officers. Okay, there are few states, we have chief minister and the governor, but then there's so many officers to take care of different departments. So if for a small place like India, we need so many officers, and maybe there are more than 33 crore, um, what about the whole universe? It's a huge universe. So there is a demigod for Agni, Vayu, Jal, so many. In fact, when Sanatan Goswami was living at Govardhan, there's a place called Chakleshwar Mahadev. So Sanatan Goswami would be there and he would do his bhajan, he would do Govardhan Parikrama every day. But one day he decided to leave. And he just, in the morning, he packed his whatever stuff and he took off. And Chakleshwar Mahadeva, Shivji himself went after him, asking, Baba, what happened? Why are you leaving? And because it's Mansi Ganga is very right there on the bank of Mansi Ganga is this Chakleshwar Mahadev and Sanatan Goswami's Bhajan Kutir. Sanatan Goswami, there's so many mosquitoes here. They disturb me. They don't let me sleep and do my bhajan properly. I cannot stay here. So Chakleshwar Mahadev, Shivji told him, okay, just wait. Let me see if I can take care of it. So he sent Sanatan Goswami to Purti and Shivji called this demigod who was in charge of mosquitoes, whatever his name is. He called him, take care of this issue here. I don't want Sanatan Goswami to leave. I love hearing his bhajan, his chanting. So the demigod didn't make sure no mosquitoes over there. And still people say there are no mosquitoes here in that area. So there is a demigod in charge of mosquitoes. So there is a demigod in charge of maybe flies also and other. See, it's 33 crore is is a very valid figure. But just those who don't have faith in the Vedic scriptures and they just want to create confusion, and I don't know who started this message. Maybe they're followers of Vedic, maybe they're not. They just want to create confusion. Just like when British government, they employed Macaulay and Max Muller to put down Vedic scriptures. So what they did, they studied and they interpreted in their way and how to put down these Vedic scriptures, and then they were, I won't say preaching, or they were sending this message or telling people that, see, this doesn't make sense. Vedas don't make sense. It says this here, it says that here. Just follow Bible, follow Jesus Christ. So there could be some people with that kind of agenda, that motive. Who knows? But we have to understand the scriptures through proper sources. That's all. And some man, I once in somebody was giving lecture in ISKCON, and he mentioned the same thing. There are 33 type, there's 33 crore. And I stopped him right there. And I didn't show him that time, I showed him afterward. I said, Prabhupada said 33 crore. It stops there. Every argument stops right there. We don't need to even discuss this thing. So koti means, it could mean type, but koti also means crore. So let's go. Depending upon the context, we have to understand which meaning is there. शेष खंडे विश्वम्भर करिल सन्यास Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nam Tabe Prakasha. In the Antekhanda, after Vishwambhara takes sannyas, he became known as Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Sannyas means to give up absorption in material enjoyment, endeavoring for material enjoyment or artificial endeavor for renunciation is known as karma sannyas or gyan sannyas. Although Shriman Mahaprabhu displayed his sannyas pastimes, like a jnani, his aim was to perform the activities of a three-dandi sannyasi, as mentioned in the 23rd chapter, 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavata. The Lord often chanted the words Etam Sa Asthaya, spoken by Avanti mendicant. This is evidence of the Lord's service to Mukunda in the guise of a sannyasi. The Lord, who is the supreme teacher of the living entities, did not at all accept the philosophy of ahangropasana, which results in becoming one with the Lord. Aham, angra, my angra, pasana, because means I'm one with the Lord. But that wasn't his. Although he took sannyas in Shankara Sampradaya, but he didn't follow that philosophy. The Shikha and Brahman thread are seen in the external appearance of a three-dandi sannyasi. Even today, the Shikha is called a Chaitanya Shikha. The sannyasis who keep a Shikha are more dear devotees to Sri Chaitanya Dev than those who do not keep a Shikha. The devotee sannyasis give up activities that are unfavorable in the execution of devotional service. They reject Falgu Vairagya and accept Yukta Vairagya, as stated in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. So, Falgu Vairagya and Yukta Vairagya. Yukta Vairagya means to engage everything in the service of the Lord. Whatever they have, whatever they can see, to use it in the service of the Lord. And Falgu Vairagya is saying, no, nothing belongs to me, neti neti, I don't need this, I don't want this, I don't want. That is Falgu. Falgu actually is a river which is not seen, it just flows underground. So Falgu Vairagya means it's a Vairagya, but it's not seen, it has no existence. Why? Because if I say this doesn't belong to me, it's not mine, reject this, I reject that, well, nothing belongs to me anyway to begin with. It's like if I'm renting an apartment and I come out of the apartment and say, I renounce this apartment. Well, it doesn't belong to you to begin with. So how can you renounce it? So real renunciation is to use everything in the service of Krishna, because Krishna is the owner, the proprietor, the enjoyer of everything. So that is real sannyas. So that is yukta vairagya. That's Rupa Goswami had described it. Anasakyasya vishayan yatharam upayunjata. Nirbandha Krishna sambandhe yuktam vairagya uchyate. Things should be accepted for the Lord's service and not for one's personal sense gratification. If one accepts something without attachment and accepts it because it is related to Krishna, one's renunciation is called yukta vairagya. And otherwise, prapanchikatya buddhya hari sambandhi vastuna mumukshubhi paratyago vairagyam falgu kathyate. When persons eager to achieve liberation renounce things which are related to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, though they are material, that is called incomplete or falgu vairagya. But the issue with yukta vairagya, if I accept things, saying I'm accepting them so I can use them in the service of Krishna. But is it possible that in the process I get attached to those things, those facilities? If I'm not strong enough, if I'm not sincere enough, I might. So that risk is always there. And in Falgu Vairagya, the risk is because the mind can always go towards, oh no, let me enjoy this. And outwardly I'm saying, no, 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 nothing belongs to me, I renounce everything. But mind can take me because it's very difficult to control the mind. In both ways, mind is very difficult to be controlled. But anyway, this is a definition that Rupa Goswami has given. Okay, I guess I can stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments? Okay, you all have a safe and wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you, Prabhuji.